Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come.
Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Market Commentary. I am your host with the most, Charlie, joined by my dad, the best of the West, Chuck Fulkerson.
I am the best of the rest. You're not the host with the most. I'm the host with the most.
We'll see about that.
Hey, Z. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad you could join us for the Daily Market Commentary. Hope everybody had a great trading day yesterday.
I'm back.
And Charlie's back. We're going to do what we do each and every day. We're going to look at the same 10 to 12 futures markets, identifying potential turning points and breakout trades from an educational perspective. For those of you new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and the alert key down below. Real quick, on October 21st to the 26th, we're going to be doing a free live trading room preview a couple of those days that week. For those of you that are not subscribers to TradersArmy.com, you can see what it's like in our live trading rooms instead of just watching the recorded version. So I will, I'll put the link in the chat in the comment section below. All right, so starting with the S&P. We are down pretty hard this morning, down about 15.5 points. We've continued our move down. We had a really strong rally yesterday in the afternoon that came through this area of kind of this resistance area, popped through it, but was not a, there wasn't enough conviction to drive it even higher. And so in the overnight hours, we started showing some weakness. And then right around the European market open, we fell a bit more. So I'm going to look at, if we get a little rally this morning, I'm going to look at this European area right here, which is where our European markets opened, as our next reversal point, if price rallies back up into there. Because when we think about this looks like the very top of a what, Charlie?
Mountain.
Yeah, very top of a mountain. So it's like sliding down, right?
Yep.
So when we get back to the top of a slide, who takes over?
The bulls.
The bears.
Oh, yeah. I thought this at the bottom.
That's okay. The bottom of a mountain is where the bears will take over. At the top of a slide, top of a slide is where the bears take over. The bottom of a mountain is where the bulls take over. And so think about these as, I use the term slides and mountains to teach my 6-year-old about trading, and that's really what we think about, right? Now, on a daily chart, on a bigger picture chart, we have a very strong upward trend that we've started to see some weakness. And is it in a downward trend yet? No. In a daily chart, we're still in an uptrend, because a downtrend is official once I get a lower swing low and a lower swing high. I do not yet have a lower swing high. This is still technically in an upward trend, although my upward trend is showing a tremendous amount of weakness because I don't have a lower swing high. So once I get a lower swing high and we get a bit of a reversal, then it would be something completely different. So right now we would be looking, as an investor, I would consider this potentially still just a normal pullback. As a trader, when I'm using the 4-hour chart as my big picture, I'm definitely in a downward trend. So now I'm looking for selling opportunities. And if we get a little rally back up to here, I think you may get a possible entry. In the Nasdaq, we were taking a look at this area yesterday. We had talked about some areas where we saw some decent rally back up, and then it fell back down through here. We are still going to be overall a net seller, but we did not get back up to a good shorting opportunity. So all in all, if you're going to continue to be short the markets, you're going to look for probably in the Russell is really the better shorting opportunities right now, because it's our most underperforming of all the markets. So not a whole lot to add in here to the Nasdaq. When I go out to the bigger picture chart on the Nasdaq, I don't have any areas of true support until down here. Next, let's look at crude oil. So in crude oil, we are starting to rally higher, and we're starting to go up. So when it goes up, it's going to go up until it runs and hits its head on something above us. What would it hit above us, Charlie?
The ceiling.
It would hit the ceiling. And when something hits the ceiling, it's probably going to go which way?
Down. And then that's when the bears take over. Right now, it's bulls, his head, bears.
Right. Bulls in charge. It's got to hit its head, and then the bears would take over. Well, I'm still looking at this area. Now, we found it on a 15-minute chart where we have a little bit of basing before a very strong drop as the place where they may take over. So since they may take over in that region, that's where I would look to get short. I think there may be a trade up to that region if we break above 75. So if we break above 75, you may get a little run up to this 75.48. I feel like there's probably some clean air up there. There's also a potential right in here. I like the setup. I just don't like the time of the day that it was created. 8:30 at night is not a great time to form a level. So we would think of this as a ceiling. And if something goes through the ceiling, Charlie, which way is it going to go? It's going to keep going which way?
Up.
Right. Until
it hits the new ceiling, and then it's going to go down.
Right.
But the ceiling that, the ceiling that was broken, it becomes the new floor.
Very good. The ceiling that was broken could oftentimes become the new floor. And there is the foundation of support and resistance trading, brought to you by a 6-year-old. All right. So let's take a look at gold. Now, interesting thing about gold, here's a good example of the old floor becoming the new ceiling. Here was a level that I thought we may get a decent reversal. We can see that this is a straight up move. It went straight up like a rocket ship. So that would be what we consider a floor. And when the floor is broken, the old floor will often become the new what?
Ceiling.
Ceiling. So take a look at this level. I didn't take this level off the chart. And originally this level was designed to be the target for my breakdown short off of this level. And it hit the target very well, but then it blew right through that area without an opportunity for entry. Now, you may have taken an entry and taken a small stop, but the level is still valid as price came back up. Now, why is the level still valid? Well, all the orders that existed here, they were blown through. All of the buy orders were blown through, but all of the sell orders that were added to the queue were not. And those sell orders made a play, and then price dropped into here. Now, that's not a level that I had set up ahead of time, but it is something to look at. Going into today, we may get a little opportunity right there. So keep an eye on this little area there in gold. Looking at bonds and our currency markets, bond market is still chopping between our major areas, so nothing really there to add. The Aussie, we had set up an area of a floor that if price broke below the floor, we would be looking to get short, taking profits on our breakdown off of this level. And once again, we can see here that picture that Charlie just told us, the old floor right here became the new what?
Ceiling.
Became the new ceiling. And so, you know, we always look at orders that are left in the queue, but there's also going to be orders that are added to the queue. And it's the orders that are added to the queue that make the support and resistance style breakout trading much more effective. I'm still gonna use the more supply and demand reversal style primarily, but by thinking about the orders that could be added to the queue, the floor and the ceiling as it goes, then I'm going to get more trading opportunities with higher degrees of probability. Taking a look at the euro. So in the euro yesterday, we had talked on the session about a breakdown below this area right here. And so we did get that breakdown. Price is now broken down. It's just about hit its profit target in the euro. So if you caught that breakdown, you're smiling all the way to the bank. And then our Canadian dollar trade as well. Once again, the old floor became the new ceiling, and we're breaking down from here again. So if you missed it the first time through, you actually got another bite at the apple right in there. If we get another little bitty reversal, I think you may get another shot at it right here. So keep an eye on that area right there going forward. Last but certainly not least, Great British Pound, Japanese Yen. So in the Great British Pound, we had a nice move down off of this level. This is the area that we had talked about a couple of days ago. It's still kind of continuing its move. I recommended yesterday to take your stop and move it down a little bit. So this one is still running if you happen to still be in this one. And then the Japanese yen, I had actually looked at a potential below this area here for a continuation of the breakdown. The breakdown didn't occur. It actually went the other way, which is fine. Now this still becomes a very valid area. I'm just going to keep it in play going forward as we rally higher, you've got a couple of areas up here where we may see a bit of a reversal, but the one I like probably the most is this one way up here. So I think there's room to get up to this region right up in here. This is right around market open, pretty strong move away from that level, so keep that area intact. All in all, lots of good opportunities out there today. Just make sure that you have your stops in place and that you're following your trade plan and your rules. So hope everybody has an absolutely amazing day. Say bye to everybody, Charlie.
Bye.
All right, have a great day. We will see you in the next session. Bye-bye.